The jury system, past, present, and the battle for its future. Introduction. Why the jury system matters to us. Over the coming weeks, the Workers of England Union will be publishing a three-part series examining one of the oldest and most important foundations of democratic justice, the jury system. For most people in England, juries are something we hear about, occasionally get summoned for, and rarely think much about. But the system has been under growing pressure, ranging from underfunded courts and prisons, political interference, rising crime rates, and proposals for sweeping reform. These pressures have real consequences for working people across England. For the Workers of England Union, the jury system is not an abstract legal curiosity. It is one of the few places where ordinary people still hold direct power over the justice process. When juries function well, they act as a safeguard against government overreach, workplace discrimination being ignored, and communities being denied fair treatment. When the system starts to fail, it is our communities who feel it first. The first article will cover the history of juries. The jury system has been a cornerstone of English justice for centuries. Emerging in medieval England, it was designed as a check on the power of monarchs and magistrates, giving ordinary people the responsibility to deliver verdicts based on evidence. Early jurors were often local landowners or respected community members who brought first-hand knowledge and common sense to the courtroom. Over time, the jury evolved into a symbol of fairness, impartiality, and democratic participation, reflecting the values of society in legal decision-making. Despite reforms to improve inclusivity and efficiency, the jury remains one of the few areas where ordinary people actively participate in justice rather than merely observe it. The second article will cover the Deputy Prime Minister David Lammy's proposal, reducing the role of juries. David Lammy's 2017 review of racial disparities in the criminal justice system put forward a range of proposals that claimed it would increase fairness and consistency. Among the most contentious were those dealing directly with juries. Lammy suggested changes that would allow greater judicial discretion over who sits on a jury, alongside exploring alternative jury sizes or streamlined jury processes in certain cases. Supporters of the proposal argue that these measures could help reduce bias, speed up trials, and ensure more predictable outcomes. But the practical effect is a reduction in the traditional jury model, basically fewer jurors deciding cases and a growing role for judges in shaping who counts as a suitable juror in the first place. Critics warn that these proposals risk undermining one of the few remaining democratic elements of the justice system. Juries are designed to represent a cross-section of the community, giving ordinary people direct power over the most serious decisions the state can make. Reducing jury sizes, limiting who serves, and saying that now they are not needed hands more control to the judiciary and erodes the principle that justice should be delivered by the public, not just to the public. At a time when trust in institutions is fragile, any move that appears to centralize power or narrow participation raises serious concerns. For many campaigners, the danger is clear. Our society is becoming a less democratic one. The third article will cover why these proposals are so damaging. Altering the jury system risks undermining public confidence. Juries embody collective judgment, diversity of experience, and democratic legitimacy. Reducing their role could create a perception that justice is increasingly controlled by elites rather than peers. This not only erodes accountability, but may reinforce existing inequalities. The Workers of England Union has long supported fair, transparent systems that include worker and citizen input. Weakening juries runs counter to these principles, potentially replacing shared responsibility with top-down decision-making and diminishing working people's voices, which are a cornerstone of democracy. The jury system, past, present, and the battle for its future.